U.S. airstrike which killed Jihadi Sally also killed her 12-year-old son, say intelligence sources, as fears grow for other British children in warzone. U.S. drone strike which killed Sally Jones also killed her son, sources have said. The former punk rocker was killed by a Predator missile in June last year. Had previously been claimed her son Jojo was at a training camp 35 miles away. Jojo's death, the first by a coalition airstrike involving a Western child in Syria, will raise fears for other British children taken to Syria by extremist parents. The U.S. drone strike which killed the British jihadist known as the White Widow also killed her 12-year-old son, Western intelligence sources have confirmed for the first time. One-time punk rocker Sally Jones, from Kent, was killed by a Predator missile near the border of Iraq and Syria in June last year. Sources have confirmed the blast that eliminated the former L'Oreal saleswoman also killed her 12-year-old son Jojo Dixon. It had previously been claimed Jojo was at a training camp 35 miles away when his mother's convoy was hit as she and other jihadists fled ISIS's fallen stronghold in Raqqa. But a source told the Sunday Times, it's 99.9% certain they were both killed. The one-time punk rocker from Kent went to Syria with her son in 2013. A former L'Oreal saleswoman, she lived in a council house in Chatham before fleeing to Syria in 2013, after falling for hacker Jihadi Junaid Hussein online. She was killed by an American drone in June. Pictured, a composite image of Jones, which first appeared on her Twitter account, showing her dressed as a nun while pointing a gun at the camera and holding a dog, a direct copy of the front cover of the novel Divorcing Jack. Jones was a high priority on the Pentagon's kill list because she was believed to have masterminded dozens of terror plots. Pictured, the propagandist with her son Jojo, who Western intelligence sources have now confirmed was killed in the strike. The tiny remaining doubt is due to the difficulty in collecting DNA samples from a war zone. Jojo's death, the first by a coalition airstrike involving a Western child in Syria, will raise fears for other British children taken to Syria by extremist parents. Last week Londoner Siddhartha Dar, 34, a bouncy castle salesman nicknamed Jihadi Sid, was put on America's most wanted list of global terrorists. This effectively puts Dar, who is believed to have taken over as the chief executioner of ISIS in Syria, who is in the war-torn country with his wife and 4 children, on the Pentagon's kill list. Another British child in Syria is Issa Dare, 6, who was taken to the war zone by his mother Grace Kadia Dare, 26, from Lewisham, South London, who is thought to have joined ISIS in 2012. The child became known as Jihadi Jr. after appearing in an execution video. Dare had a second child with a jihadist from Sweden who was killed in battle. Jojo was believed to have been forced to execute prisoners during his time in Syria after being brainwashed by jihadis. A 9-minute ISIS video issued in 2016 appeared to show the boy executing a captured prisoner in a firing squad. Jones, a mother of 2, was Britain's most wanted woman after leaving her home in Chatham, in Kent, alongside toyboy lover and jihadi hacker Junaid Hussein, taking her then 9-year-old son Jojo with her in 2013. The couple married on the day she arrived in Syria and Jojo adopted Islam. Jones was a high priority on the Pentagon's kill list because she was believed to have masterminded dozens of terror plots. She was believed to be the leader of the secret Anwar al-Awlaki battalion's female wing and was said to be responsible for training European female terror recruits. Jones had used her Twitter account to spread propaganda for the group, and tweeted of her wish to behead a Western prisoner in Syria and behead Christians with a blunt knife. In May 2016 an account claiming to be Jones posted, "To be honest I wouldn't go into central London through June. Or even July. Well, to be honest I wouldn't go there at all, especially by tube." According to the Counter-Extremism Project, Jones issued terror threats against Britain as recently as May 2016. She has previously called on Muslim women to launch attacks during Ramadan in London, Glasgow, and Wales. Jones even threatened one of the Navy SEALs who helped kill Osama bin Laden. Born Joe Dixon, Jojo was the younger of Jones's 2 sons by different men. His father, Darren Dixon, separated from Jones many years ago. The father of her elder son, Jonathan, 21, died of cirrhosis of the liver 2 years after he was born. Jojo was believed to have been forced to execute prisoners during his time in Syria after being brainwashed by jihadis. A 9-minute ISIS video issued in 2016 appeared to show the boy executing a captured prisoner in a firing squad. Jones' husband Hussein, who was leader of the ISIS DG Jihad computer hacking brigade, was killed in 2015 aged 21 in a US drone strike. In July a friend said Jones was desperate to return to the UK but she was apparently being forced to stay by her husband's comrades. Aisha, the wife of another ISIS fighter, said, she was crying and wants to get back to Britain but ISIS is preventing her because she is now a military wife. She told me she wished to go to her country. If you love your news from one sexy ass robot then like and sub then hit up my big fat bell.